back in September, the Panthers lost their first matchup against the Buccaneers. Can Tampa Bay sweep the series? Find out next.
DA Sports coverage of the NFL has us on the West Coast spot, Raymond James Stadium. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup. We're all set to go, as it'll be the Carolina Panthers taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They're halfway home, looking good at a perfect 8-0.
And not much to complain about so far, is there? I'd have to say they're the best team in the NFL through the first half of the year.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers. Well, down on the field, they're all thinking the same thing that they do every week, Charles. All the first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL. Their third-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts.
And now off to the races down the right side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 35. He told us he wanted to have a big game running the football. He predicted well north of 100 yards. That's a heck of a start.
And we thought he was just blustering, right? We thought he was just kind of talking and trying to maybe talk himself into it. He knew something, and now that confidence is going sky high.
And they're already in plus territory. Now a 2nd and 10. To throw again, Ziegler. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 34-yard line. Off the option, here's Gibbs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. You look at this Carolina defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And when people talk about facing a challenge, they are certainly getting one in this ball game because they're facing the #1 rushing unit in the NFL, which means this is going to be a contest they've got to be prepared for from the first snap.
A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first. Back to throw. Ziegler. This taken in by Kincaid. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Looking to throw. Ziegler. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Gibbs will try and pick it up. Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down. Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got an injured Buccaneer. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. And now the Tampa Bay field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is right there. It's good, and the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And trotting out there leading them is their 4th-year quarterback.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
And Young's throw there incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Young on third down. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up fourth down. There's the Panthers punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And he'll take it just outside the 40. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. On 3rd down, Ziegler. Throw left side complete. That's Knight. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker. 3 yards all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And his kick is good. And that will make it 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Here on 1st down, he is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. You look at this defense for Tampa Bay. Against the pass, they're hoping to trend in the opposite direction because right now they're ranked number 26 in the NFL.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the #1 overall offense in the league.
13 yards, 1st down, Panthers. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. On 1st down, Tatum. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Buccaneers, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
3rd down, Young from the gun. And that is incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you come in off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. So this game, Charles, you know, we talked about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. This is 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun. Ziegler. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers 37. A very solid gain of 27.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
On first down, Ziegler. And he finds a man with a crossing route. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 5 catches, 87 yards, and a touchdown.
And he now has 8 touchdowns on the season, and I just know this. He's going to be so eager to run routes in this one and try and get to the end zone at least 2 more times. 10 is a key number. Really signifies that you've had a big year.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They go play action here on first down. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Knight. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down, stopped at the Panthers' 15-yard line. A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. On the option, they'll go with Knight. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulders square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's Knight. Here's it will take us to the end of the first quarter. 6-0 our score after 1. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football. So 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A run with Knight. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Now an option play, and he'll keep it. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. It's their quarterback. His 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Bucs add 6 to their lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better? Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now stands at 13. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. 1-7 their record here at the midway point of the season. And right now this organization, more than likely, if you look at it, CD, probably in for a rough second half of the season.
Well, we've seen teams turn things around in other places. I mean, we've seen 1-7 first halves turn into 5-3 second halves. But with this squad, I think these guys aren't playing to get into the playoffs. They're playing for their jobs. So is the coaching staff. They're coaching for theirs. Front office trying to keep theirs. The heat is on from all directions. And what's interesting is a lot of these guys are playing for jobs and trying to keep their positions. It might be just in the league in some other spot.
Ball start.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. 3rd and 10. They go play action. Young steps away. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. But nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. They'll keep it on the ground. Tatum, and he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed. Young will set to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Now Young. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, and they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Young to throw it. Well, throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. The Bucs defense stiffens and pushes this to 4th down. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Butker's kick here is good. So a conservative decision there, but it does put him on the board.
And I know the players hate it and the coaches hate it, but sometimes you just got to take the points when they're there. Sometimes a field goal is pretty darn good.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. They've gone 2 months without a loss, 8 straight wins for them. And they've got the lead here in this one as well, trying to make it 9 in a row. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
Holding offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. This is Knight. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got an injured Buccaneer. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Behind the chains, 2nd and 13. They'll let the QB keep it here off the option. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 14 yards that time and a 1st down on the keeper. It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
They'll come up 2nd and 7. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Well, that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Back to throw. Ziegler. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there. 59 yards. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. This fielded right at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up. This to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
That throw by Young incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw, Young. And this is going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. Here's the Panthers punter now, standing just about on his own goal line. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that'll be taken just outside the 40. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. 44 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Throwing on first down. Ziegler. Going right side here, and that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A big pickup there, 18 yards and a Buccaneer first. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Looking to throw. Ziegler. Well, that's brought in by Knight. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Good call there on first down. And, Brandon, I'm getting better over the years at not screaming out, screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Ziegler. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Dalton Kincaid. His first touchdown on the year. And the Buccaneers are able to add on to their first half lead.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And the lead is now 24. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Young. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. On 3rd and 1, here's Young. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. First down, Young. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. A short throw to Conklin, the tight end. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Young now from the 50. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Now Young. He's got it at the 15. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Final play of the half, Young. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them up the scoreboard here.
Butker's kick here is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've hit halftime here in Tampa with the Bucs out in front. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL here on this first day of November. We'll begin just up the road right here in Florida, in AFC South matchup between Tennessee and Jacksonville. And it's the Titans with the lead in the second quarter of play. Kenny Pickett with a couple of touchdown tosses.
right, Coach. Thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. And it's a fumble. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
On the carry, here's Knight.
Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Knight. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Brian Burns flying in there and dropping it for the sack. But found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a give right side. Tatum. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
That's a nice run to get himself back on the horse after his fumble. Nothing spectacular, but a good confidence-building run.
Young. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. They'll run on first down. Tatum, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Here's a 2nd down and 7 from the 37. Looking to throw, Young. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Meanwhile, the throw by Young was knocked away and incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
Pulled in at the 24. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So out come the Bucs now. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
On second down, it's Knight, and the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
From the gun on 3rd down, Ziegler. Pass taken in by his big tight end, and he is going to have a Bucs first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. It's caught by Mike Evans. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. Now the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. 2nd down and 8. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 26. Willis looks to pass it here. Willis slides safely, and he picks up the first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
On 2nd down now, it's Knight. Scrimmage, that's in. 3rd down and 10.
It's 3rd and 10.
Willis will look to throw it. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. And this one is right through, and that will extend their lead even further. I got to think at this point, 3rd quarter, if you're able to hold on to the ball, get 3 at the end, that's all you're looking for.
I would agree with that because right now, this is a job well done by them. In fact, it's almost time for handshakes, a little dap on the sidelines, maybe even starting to discuss.
Now a hit and a loose football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll keep it on the ground. Tatum. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 55 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Sometimes I get almost mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, those eyes that carry their feet to open spaces, make people miss. I just love watching those guys go to work.
To about the 35, 2nd down.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing, Young. This hauled in by Conklin. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. Young to throw it. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. From the 48-yard line, here's the 2nd and 8. On play action, Young. A quick throw there is incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
68 yards receiving now for him in the game. And a 1st down on that last catch as well.
There's a nice pickup right there. And after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. Tatum, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. The 2nd and 10 now as we roll along in the 3rd quarter from Tampa. Now here's Young. Quick slant to Brown. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
5 yards.
As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Already a pair of 3rd down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this 3rd down try. Up the middle they go. Tatum. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
1st down, Panthers.
It's Young off play action. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Rashad Bateman, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Panthers are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead now down to 20. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. The Buccaneers offense ready to rock and roll again. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. They'll start this drive out on the ground. That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up. Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener. And it was the visiting Bucs who came away victorious. So they'll look to claim the season series with a win here in Tampa. They'll keep it on the ground. Knight. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Knight, and this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
88 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Up the middle they go. It's Knight to the 36-yard line. Stop there.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Back to throw, Willis. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Brian Burns picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Young on 1st down. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's a 2nd and 9. Young to throw it. This will be caught by Brown. So the completion good for 7 there. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. From the shotgun, it's Young. And that will be incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's at 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Young. Open man here is Conklin. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
It's desperation time. Young on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And We've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
97 yards rushing for him now to this point. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. Quick throw, finding Mike Evans. Touchdown, Tampa Bay! Mike Evans, 42 yards. And the Bucs add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot on the depth chart points before this game is over.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. Man open left side is Brown. No gain on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Young will set to throw. This will be caught once again by Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. So from the 37, here's 2nd down and 2. It'll be Young again. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him. One of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
But sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
1st down, Panthers.
It's Young on 1st down. Got him in. It's Brown. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Young. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And 3rd and 1 now. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. To the air once more, Young. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. Oh, the defense right there to stop him. Did he get the yard he needed? He did, says the referee. Barely. 1st down.
1st down, Carolina.
Here is Young. He finds his man, complete. That's Brown. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 21-yard line.
Now Young. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Young now. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And when you break it down, you know, this was just a thoroughly dominating performance.
And I truly thought that we'd have a tight game coming into this one. I think you felt the same way based on our conversation after the production meeting. But obviously not the case. And how about just how it broke open? You know, you just all of a sudden, whoosh, there it is. This thing is pretty much done. And the crowd stayed with it to celebrate because they're like, let's enjoy watching our team play this well. This is fun.
So for the Buccaneers, the train just keeps